Hi everyone. I want to teach you a little bit about this iXL, which is Level H GG3. It is interpreting line plots. So I'm going to do a few problems with you. The first thing that I want to remind you is if you first log on, you'll see here, learn with an example. Remember, that's really important. If you forget how to do the problems, that is going to show you an example and it'll actually walk you through what you need to know. So I'm going to click on that first, and I am going to move my video out of the way here. It says a food manufacturer surveyed consumers about their macaroni and cheese consumption. Eating macaroni and cheese last month is the title of the line plot. We have our X's on the line plot. We have our numbers on our x-axis from 0 to 3, and then it says times eaten. And then it asks how many people ate macaroni and cheese more than one time. So we're going to have to look at our numbers here. And I'm thinking that some of you might not be sure if you should count the one or not because it says more than one time, which is kind of tricky. So if I look down at the solution here, it says count all of the X's in the columns for 2 or 3 times. So that answers our question right there. We are not going to count the ones. It says more than one. So we're just counting how many X's are in the 2 or the 3 column. So if I go back up here to my line plot, I'm going to count all of the 2's. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm also going to count this X here, which would make 6. And it says there are 6 X's. 6 people ate macaroni and cheese more than one time. So we would have typed 6 in that box. So let's go back up and practice. And let's see if we can successfully answer some of these questions now. So our problem says, an insurance company compiled the number of doctor visits made by some patients last year. So compile just means that they put all of the information together. The title says doctor visits last year. We have all of our data here on our line plot. And then it's numbered 0 to 3. And it says number of trips. Now this asks how many patients went to the doctor more than one time. So this is just like our example. So we already know we are not going to count the X's in the 1 column. We're just going to count how many in the 2 and the 3. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to carefully count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now these X's are really small, so remember you can hit Control and the plus sign on your keyboard to make your screen larger. It might help to also use your finger up against the screen of your device. Sometimes I even like to use the eraser of my pencil, not my tip of my pencil, because I certainly don't want to mark up my screen. And I also go back and double check my answer because I don't want to accidentally miscount and then type in the wrong answer after I've done all of that work. So I'm going to go back one more time here and just double check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, my favorite number. I'm going to type that in, hit submit. Okay, now for a study on numerical physiology. For a study on numerical psychology. Ooh. People were polled about which number between 1 and 5 they like most and why. Oh, I would have to change my favorite number for this question. People's favorite number between 1 and 5 is our title. We have our numbers here on our x-axis. There's a lot of data here. I'm hoping we don't have to count it all this time. Let's see. How many people said 3? Oh, okay. So we go and we look at how many pieces of data we have for 3, and we don't have any. So we're just going to type in a 0 here. Okay. So interpreting line plots, all that really means is we're just looking at the data and seeing if we can understand what the table is actually talking about. All right, after a field trip to the park, students in Mrs. Jones's art class counted the number of leaf rubbings they had made. So that's our title, making leaf rubbings. We have our data. Our x-axis is numbered 0 to 4. Leaf rubbings made is our x-axis title. How many students made at least 3 leaf rubbings? So when it says at least 3, should that mean we count the 3 or not? At least 3. I'm thinking this might be like the one that we did in our example. And maybe we should not count the 3. Let's try it. And if we get it wrong, we can always look at the solution example answer. And let's just try this. Let's do 4. Let's just count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to type in 8 and hit submit. Oh, so they're saying it was 11. So I'm thinking maybe that means we should have counted the 3. Let's see their explanation. So it says down here, count all of the x's in the 3 or 4, and that would make 11. So when it says at least 3, that means we should count the 3's as well. So let's click got it. And now we know for next time. Okay, so definitely have to be careful what it's saying. And I think if we can just make sure that we understand what it's asking, then we should be A-okay. And guys and girls, this is why I'm asking you to only get a SMART score of 50, because obviously we can count the X's. It's going to be that tricky wording with figuring out what exactly they're asking for. Okay, and then I'm going to finish with this last question because this is the one that I was waiting for. It's asking you about how many there are in all. Okay, so a fashion magazine poll asks how many winter hats each reader owns. So we have winter hats. We have number of winter hats between 0 and 6. How many readers are there in all? Okay. Now, even though this says 0, we're still going to count these 2 pieces of data because what this is saying is they asked how many winter hats each reader owns. So if you are a reader and they came and asked you, so you like to read, and they came and said to you, hey, do you have a winter hat? And you said no. They're going to put that data here on your graph. Now, you still want to be counted in that data, right? They don't want to say, oh, well, they don't have a hat, so they don't count. That wouldn't be fair to you. So we're still going to count you in the data. And what we actually have to do is count everybody else in the data because it wants to know how many readers in all. So we're going to go and we're going to count every single one of these X's. Okay. I'm going to use my pencil end for this, and then I'll count again with the mouse. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I got 29. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Let's type it in and submit. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So any questions with this? Watch the video again. Remember to type in that learn with an example when you first log on. Remember, if you get it wrong, it's okay. Go ahead and read that explanation. It's very helpful to read what it's saying about what you typed in and what the answer should be. And again, if you need any other help, go ahead and email me and I will be happy to help. Okay? All right. Hopefully this video was helpful for you as well.